Hello friends. So in the last video we have learned about how to insert data in RStudio from script, from exporting and from copy paste function through clipboard command. So let's go to RStudio. So today we will learn about how to do data manipulation or how to change your data while you are working in R. So many times when you are working in R, you have to do minor changes in R. So let's see what are the command for that. Let's clean my screen, and these are the command I have written in the Word file. So let's copy paste so that our time will save. So in the last video you see these are the my variable to which I am working. So let's again create the variable. So you know that this is id, less than sign, dash, and C for combine. Combine 1 to 7. These are my respondent, and these are the weight of 7 respondent, gender of 7 respondent, smoking habit of 7 respondent, and tumor for 7 respondent. Let me highlight my mouse so that you can easily see my cursor. So first of all, we add the variable in global environment. So for ID, click run or control plus enter. So you can see that ID is inserted in global environment. Same wise you can do for weight, for gender, smoking, and tumor. For all these my variable are added here. So first of all, the first command is data.frame. So this is my data. So this is the command. This is the command. You can I highlight the command, that is less than sign dash data dot frame and the ID, weight, gender, smoking, and tumor. Make sure that all these variable and these are the variable. The name should be same. There is no mismatch. Otherwise, your function will not perform. So let's run the command. So you can see that in my data variable has been created here, which contain all these gender. So we will work on my data. So let's run the command my data, and you can see that my data is in the console, output console. You can see that ID, weight, gender, smoking, and tumor. So let's start from here. Name my data. So click run. So you can see that ID, weight, gender, and smoking. You can change the name of this. And second, you have head command and tail command, like I shown you in the PPT. So let's click the head command. So it will show you the top six observation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the command is head in bracket my data. So let's do another command, tail command. So in tail command, you can see that these are the last observation from starting from 7. These are the ending observation. So let's give space so that you will not confuse here. So in R, always when you do, make sure that when you do a certain type of command, so you use bracket. So there are two type of bracket you use in R, and these there are square bracket and circle bracket. For example, in here you can see that I have used the square bracket and R dot C. So it means whenever you are give a command in the bracket, so the first observation is always row and the second observation is always column. So R will take your first observation as a row, then second observation as a column. Separation with comma. So there are two type of bracket. So this is the square bracket. Whenever we have variable or data frame, it is always followed by a square bracket. And whenever we have command, it is always followed by round bracket. Okay, you have to remember this. So here you can see that I have put a command that my data, the data which I have created, my data square bracket start 1 is to 3 comma space bracket close. So it means that this will only choose 1 is to 3 row and not the column. So let's run the command. So here you can see that only 1 is to 3 row it will show and not column wise. So let's change the command my data square bracket start comma 4 is to 5. It means there is no row and after comma it is 4 is to 5, that is for column. And you can see this smoking and tumor two column are shown in the output console. Another command, let's take row and column together, that is my data bracket start 1 is to 3 for row comma 4 is to 5 for column. So let's run the command. So you can see that 1 is to 3 row and 4 is to 5 column is in the output. Then you have command if you want to edit the data. So the command is edit and in circle bracket type your variable. So my variable is my data. So command is edit my data in brackets. Let's run the command. Let's see. So the command is executed and here you can see that a box is created. So here you can see that the ID, weight, gender, smoking and tumor are available. We can change these variable if there is any minor mistake. For example, you can click here, double click here and you can change the variable. If you have to write male instead of females, so you can change the variable. So this is the command and now we do some other few commands. So next command is if you want to rename the variable. For example, if you have chosen the variable that is gender, here you can see that gender G is small and gender. So we have to change the gender and instead of small g, we can change big G. Or in case if you want to use genders, genders, you can also rename the variable, any variable, gender, id, smoking, tumor, weight. So the command is name my data in brackets. In square you have to write 3, then less than sign, dash, and in inverted comma you have to write the gender you want to change, and run the command. So this command is created, and let's see the my data. Let's type then my data and run again. You can see that the gender is changed. It is in the capital letter. Earlier it is in the small letter. And one thing I would like to mention here, whenever you are working in any command, like I have written all the commands, make sure whenever this is the cursor, you see that my cursor is blinking here. Here my cursor is blinking. So whenever you are executing any command in run, your cursor is placed at any point, it will execute the command. For example, my cursor is in the this line. So it will execute this command. So whenever you are executing a command, make sure to check that your cursor is in the command, in the command area. For example, next command is sort command in increasing levels. We have to sort, we have to arrange data in increasing order. So the command is new data 1. So you know that earlier we are working on my data. So we create a new data 1, and in new data 1 we will arrange according to increasing order. So that's why I written new data 1, and the sign is less than dash my data, the earlier data which we are working, and square bracket order. Then you have to write another bracket, weight, bracket close, comma, and space and bracket close. So earlier I have mentioned you that this is my command, and here you have to execute increasing wise. So you have to remember, I will explain again. This is the square bracket. Whenever we have variable or data frame vertex, it is always followed by a square bracket. And whenever we have command, it is always followed by a round bracket. So let's execute the command, that is run. So here you can see that earlier it is only my data. Now it is new data 1 is also created and having the same variable. So we can work here, we can work here, we can work in anywhere. So let's check s- check increasing order. So you have to again write new data 1 and run the command. So here you can see that command is executed and it is in the increasing order 20, 22, 23, 4, 5, 27, and 28. Second command is if you want to sort or arrange the data in descending order. So again we create this new data set, new data 2, less than sign, my data, bracket order, and square bracket, and minus sign is added, minus weight, bracket close, comma, space, and square bracket. So here we have used the sign, additional sign, that is minus. We have to show in decreasing order. So let's again execute the command run command. So it is executed here, and one new data 2 is also created with the same variable. So again write new data 2 and run the command. So here you can see that the data is arranged in descending order from 28, 27, 25 to 20. So likewise, Next command is if you want to merge the data. So you can merge the data. For example, you have these data, my data 1, new data 1, new data 2. So you can merge all these or any two data, my data 1, my data 2 or 1, you can merge, you can combine the data. So for this, let's again create a new data set, that is my data 3. So again we have written these command id run. A new variable is created, age. These are the age of the respondent. Run and BP, and these are the cases from 1 to 7 who have BP, yes or no. These are the new variable I created. So just click here. So it is added here, age BP, you can see there. And now again execute the same command. Earlier we have used my data 3, that is new data set, less than dash data dot frame and combine id, age and BP. So let's run the command. Okay, so my data 3 is also created, and let's check this out with my data 3 command. Run the command. Here you can see that id, age and BP, these are the new variable I have created. So now the command is we have to combine and merge the data. So these are the merge dot data. So my command is less than sign dash merge bracket my data comma my data 3 comma y equal to inverted comma id on the basis of id bracket close. So in this command we are merging data, which data, that is my data and my data 3 on the basis of id. So let's run this. So here you can see that merge data is also created here. Again type merge dot data to see the output result. So these are the output results. Here you can see that all our data are merged. Okay, so earlier it is weight, gender, smoking, tumor, and now age and BP is also added here. Now another command is row binding. So the row binding is whenever you want to join any additional information, you are working with your data set, you want to add or join any additional observation into your earlier data set. So let's execute the commands. These are the ID same, run here, then weight, then gender, then tumor, then my data set, and again we have created my data 4. So let's run and run my data 4. So again we have created my data 4 set and data frame all these variable. So here you can see the output result here. So the command is total. So less than sign and dash. This is the command RBIND. RBIND. The bracket start my data, comma my data 4. The new variable created with the my data. So let's execute the command. So let's again go here. My data 4. And if you want to run here, so okay. So earlier I have changed the variable. So that's why the command is not executing. No problem. We can go for another command and we can check later. So one thing I would like to show you that whenever you are working in R, sometimes you have to click on command, that command is not executing. So no problem. You can again add your data set and again run the command. So whenever you are having any problem, you can run the same data set and command one, two time or three times. So maybe the next time the command will execute. So it is a free software. Sometime error may come. That's not a problem. So the next command is transpose. So transpose, it is whenever you want to change row to column or column to row. So your command is transpose. So here you have to write DATAMY less than that, and T, this is the command on my data set, my data. So again you can see that the command is executed, and DATAMY, again run the command. Here you can see that the row and column are changed. So these are the ID and this is the 1 2 D. Earlier these 1 2 3 are here and your variables are here. So it changed the column to row and row to column. So the next command is split command. Split command means whenever you want to divide the data into groups. So you want to split the data on the basis of certain characteristic. For example, you want to split the data on the basis of smoking habit, on the basis of gender, on the basis of income, age, any. So the command is idf less than dash split my data gender. So let's check here. So the command is executed. Let's again write idf. So here you can see that you have split the data on the basis of gender. So these are the female data and these are the male data. Your whole data is divided on the basis of gender. So next one, split the data into subset compute. So under this, in your R package, there is a empty car package which is demo available for your practice. So write empty car. Here you can see that in the console, empty car is here. So these are the car. These are mileage, cylinder, disposable horsepower, and these all are the file for your working. You can freely work here. So these are, you can see that Honda, Toyota, these are the cars. So this is empty car. Just type empty car and run the execute command. So we can also work here and execute later command. So you can type here help empty car and run here. So here you can see that motor trend car road test. These are the description of the data for the 94 US magazine, and in the R package it is all this data is freely available. You can execute your command here. So let's type help split run. So again type attach empty car and empty car. So here you can see that this data is arranged. Now we have to use the command aggregate the data. AGG data less than dash AGGREGAT aggregate bracket start empty car comma by list, and list is AM and VS. Here you can see that this is AM and this is VS. We have to aggregate the data on the basis of AM and VS comma FUN fun equal to mean. So let's run the command run. So the command is executive. Again type AGGDATA data and run the command. So here you can see that your data is aggregated, and here it is group 1, group 2, 0 1 0 1, and all your data is aggregated like mpg, cylinder, disposable, horsepower. So likewise, so there are many commands you can work on the data. So for today's session, that's it. Thank you.